Yo, so we're gonna use the sign that came in May's deluxe box, which I'm super excited about because I had flowers that actually match the sign, y'all. So this came in the monthly supply box, the deluxe version. That's the only way you can get this sign is if you are a subscriber of the monthly supply box, the deluxe version. If you are already a subscriber of the supply box and you want to upgrade, you can definitely do that. You can always send them an email at info@damonnotes.com. But y'all, we're going to make a wreath with no bow, no ribbon on it. Okay, so I already have my sign. I chose some greenery. I chose some 60919. Y'all know I love my 60919. Some 61639. I really like this greenery bush, y'all. This greenery stem is probably one of my favorites. And then some daisies that I got from Michael's, y'all. So the sign is what came from DecoExchange, and so did the wreath, the 60919, 61639. Y'all, this is what I got at Michael's. And this is, if you type it in online, it's 10707109 for the white daisies, and then 10707114 for the yellow daisies. So these matched perfectly. They matched the white daisies in the sign perfectly, but I'm going to use both colors. Okay, so first things first, I want to add our sign in. And I know if Damon watches this, and y'all know he is not the biggest fan of the hole punch and some of the metal signs, but I live in West Texas, and for me, the glue, the little mounting square, just doesn't do it for me, y'all. I don't know what it is, but it never stays. Like, I can glue it, hot glue it, super glue it, and it just doesn't stay. So I like to punch the holes in it. Good morning, y'all. So I'm going to punch a little hole right here, just along the edge. We're going to punch that. We're going to punch two little holes so I can run the pipe cleaner through there. So there's one. And then we're going to punch one right up here. Okay. Good morning, y'all. So you can get these jewelry hole punches at DecoExchange as well. ShopLikeJordan.com, whatever's easier. Y'all, if you shop with ShopLikeJordan.com, that is my affiliate link with them. So you can always shop through that. I make a little thank you. Really appreciate it. So I used a 20-inch pipe cleaner, and the reason why I did the two holes in this is because of this right here. So it's barely going to be even visible, y'all. You can barely see that pipe cleaner. I also tried to make sure it was on the white part of the daisy, so you won't see it. Okay, so we're going to add our sign in. This is a 14-inch grapevine, my favorite size of grapevines, y'all. It's kind of my go-to now. 14 and 16-inch. I don't do a lot of 18-inch grapevines anymore. They just became really, really big. They take up a lot more product as well. It's one thing I definitely learned when when there was like, you weren't able to buy a lot of stuff. You know, like stuff wasn't coming in like it used to. So I learned I was like, you know what? If I have to cut back and still make a pretty design, I definitely will. Cynthia says she lives in Nova Scotia. I would love to order ribbon, but it's so expensive. Is it? Oh, because you're in Canada. Dang it. I know a lot of people that live in other, I have a few friends that live in other countries, and they have, what is it, like those P.O. boxes in the States, and or if someone lives in the States, they can get it sent to that P.O. box, and it's not so expensive. I don't know how that works, but I know some people that do that. Okay, so this is 61639. If you've ever watched me before, or if you're new here, y'all, this is one of my absolute favorite greeneries. I love this because of all the fern, all the little pieces in it, so I love this greenery. Now, it does come with 3 sections, so there's one right here, one right here, and then one up here. I need to cut this one because when I put this on that wreath, it's just going to be way too long, but I want to cut that and still use it. So just fluffing that out, y'all. You want to make sure that you fluff out your greenery, your stems, because you want to bring them to life. You want y'all, look at before you fluff it out and then after you fluff it out. Look at the big difference. I mean, there's a considerable difference. This comes fresh out of the package. This is after you've manipulated the greenery, you've added some life to it. So and y'all, this is, like I said, a sign that comes from the subscription box. This is from the deluxe box. And I'm really trying not to use ribbon on this one, because I totally get it. Not everyone can make a bow. The SKU on this one is 61639. Okay, so we got 1, 2. I'm going to cut that third one right there. So these 2 pieces are going to come up here, y'all, except just when you fully fluff them out, y'all, this just extends out too much, far too much than what I would really want it to stand out. Okay, so just manipulating this greenery. You want to fluff it out, make it nice and pretty. Y'all, 61639 is one of my favorite greeneries. Also, one of Coach Megan's favorite greeneries. So we do like our 61639. It's really nice and full looking as well. So if you wanted to, you could definitely angle these in there where you don't, where you want to put a bow. I'm just using it. I'm trying not to use or make a bow today, y'all. Because, like, I know, I get it. A lot of people don't know how to make bows, or they struggle with making bows. And there is a lot of bow tutorials here on the YouTube channel, also on our Facebook page. You can always find us on either. There's a lot of tutorials on both platforms of making items. So we're going to come back through. I'm going to add this in just right here. And we're going to, it doesn't take a lot to make a really pretty wreath. We've only got 2 stems of greenery and some 60919 that we're going to add. So we got 4 stems total and probably 2 bushes. And I say probably because I might only use the white daisy ones because it matches it perfectly. So y'all, you see how much, so this was a 14-inch grapevine already. Look how much bigger this wreath already looks, just with the addition of the greenery. Just the greenery, y'all. Look at that. So now we're going to bring in our white 60919, and we're going to add this. Y'all, the other simple way you could have done this too is you could also have zip tied these together. You can layer these on top of that greenery and zip tie them together. I just chose to glue them today because it's a little bit easier, and I also want to put this on in my Etsy shop. But fluff out that 60919. Y'all, it's really important that you fluff this out. I know we talk about 60919 a lot here at Deco, and even with on my page, Designs by Jordan, because we love 60919. I know Megan loves 60919. I love it. Damon likes it too. Mel, Tammy, all of us like our 60919. It's really that versatile stem. You can use it for Christmas, you can use it for fall, you can use it for spring, you can use it for summer. So I really like using this stem in a lot of my designs. So now we're kind of going to be parting the C's on this top stem, because we're going to start seeing where I want to add this. Okay, so we're going to... Oh, I got stuck right here, y'all. It's okay. So applying some glue. If you have a glue pot, you can use that as well. My poor glue pot is kind of a catch-all right now. But come the holidays, she better be ready, y'all. So just weaving that through, manipulating that greenery to go which way you want it to go, not which way it wants to go. So y'all, not a lot of product to make this wreath pretty. You can also, you don't have to use a sign. If you wanted to use different signs, you can. ShopLikeJordan.com has a plethora of choices. They've got some everyday designs, holiday designs, whatever you want to use. They've got a lot. They come in all different sizes. They come in 8-inch, so you have some vinyl ones that you, for like DIY, you can buy the wood round and you can apply the vinyl to it. They've got vinyl ones. They've got 8-inch rounds, 10-inch rounds, metal, and then 10-inch wood rounds. They even have door hanger sizes. So they have a plethora of choices for y'all to choose from. You can also go to Wreath Sign Outlet as well. So this has like a little piece of wire on it, y'all. And I love this because I can curl it up, make it look like some vine. And then now we're going to come back through and do the same thing. Kind of butt that up against this first one. So you notice how we've started to close that gap. So I put those two branches together, and then this one it's going to be closer together. So these are about right here. This one, they're going to be really right. They're buttoned up against each other. Y'all can hear the birds in the background. I do like to have the windows open, so that's where you can hear a lot of the birds outside. So just coming in through. And look, we've already closed a lot of that gap. in this design. Okay. So now we get to decide, do we want the white daisies to match the sign, or do we want the yellow daisies, or do we want both? I think I'm going to do a mix of both. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10 on each stem. I want to go ahead and I'm going to cut 5 of each color first, and then we'll decide if we need some more. 3, 4, and then 5. Okay. And the white ones are, if you're shopping online at Michael's, that's where these came from. It's 10707109. Cut that tag off. I think I've got the tag for the yellow one. And the yellow one is 10707114. Okay, and it is a pusher. Y'all, I'm going to go ahead and keep the greenery. I know some people don't like this plasticky looking greenery, but it really doesn't look plasticky. So I'm going to go ahead and keep it. And actually, you know what, y'all? I'm going to cut one more because I want an even number. I want 6 of each color. So we'll probably end up using both of these bushes, but it's going to be a little bit easier to balance out the top and the bottom. So we're going to come in with our daisies. We're going to go ahead and we're just going to start applying our daisies. So I've got the white ones, and now we're going to add a yellow one. We're going to be alternating the colors. Just yellow and white, yellow and white. So you see, like right here, you could still put a bow if you wanted to, but we see how we filled it in nicely with our greenery, so it's all nice and full and lush. And now we're gonna be able to come in with these little daisies and really fill in, so you're not gonna see that there has to be a bow there. Because like I said, y'all, I get it. A lot of people can't make bows. They get frustrated. They try. I mean, I get it. I used to be that exact same way, y'all, but practice, practice, practice. I definitely recommend, if you're practicing with some ribbon and you want to practice with ribbon, y'all, buy yourself some 50-yard rolls. I definitely highly recommend that. That faux burlap is so versatile. You can use it all year long. So I would say, y'all, buy yourself a few rolls of do yourself a favor, y'all. Buy yourself a roll of the 7/8 inch in one color, a 1.5 inch in one color, a 2.5 inch, and then a 4 inch of that faux burlap. The 7/8 inch is 25 yards, so that's a lot on there, y'all. That's a lot of ribbon on that roll, and it's super inexpensive. The faux burlap is probably the most inexpensive when it comes down to your price per foot. I love the faux burlaps. All you have to do on shoplikejordan.com is type in faux burlap, and they all should pop up. If you want to splurge and buy a print, you can, but if you're barely learning how to make bows, definitely get yourself some 50-yard rolls of the faux burlap. And I'm going to tell you what color to probably get. Get yourself a burlap color. So you're going to get yourself RC 500001, which is a burlap. You can do a red in this color, a red in this size, or 2.5. Burlap, red, and black. Those are going to be colors that you're going to use most likely all of the time, y'all. I use a lot of black for every day if you wanted to. So, y'all, you have a plethora of options. But if you're learning and you don't want to break that bank, that's going to be the best way not to break your bank, y'all, is by using those 50-yard rolls. Because price, once you figure out price per foot, they are super inexpensive. Like it's crazy. It's like super. I think they're like a little less than a penny per foot when I bought mine. So it might be a little bit more now, but I mean, if you're learning how to make a bow and you want to use good quality ribbons, then definitely those faux burlaps are going to be your best friend. So just coming in, adding our cute little daisies. And I'm noticing something right here. I still have a gap, so I'm going to cut up the rest of those daisy bushes. So you will need 2 daisy bushes. So I'm just going to cut the rest of these up. So you'll need 2 daisy bushes. And I got these at Michael's and they were 50% off. So these were $5 a piece. So not too bad. So trimming this up, and we're just gluing these in. When I do my grapevines, I'm making very sure that I'm just not going straight into my grapevine. So when you're doing a grapevine, you want to go into the grapevine. Okay, you want to go into the grapevine like that. You don't want to go just like this, because then that's what happens there. You get the stems in the back, but when you glue this into the grapevine and you manipulate that, you add that into the weave of the grapevine. Okay, so it's very important that you do that, and it's very minimal cleaning when you're done with your project. So I feel like I need something right up in here. Oops. Y'all, this is a pusher, so you can push these to make them nice and tight or nice and airy and flowy. You can do that with these. So if it pops off, y'all, go ahead and just put that back right on there, y'all. Everything's fine. It's fine. Really nice and lush design. I'm looking at it in the camera, and I feel like we've definitely started to fill it out with those little extra daisies. So I've got 2 extra ones, and we're gonna find homes for these. Now on this project, we definitely did a lot of gluing, but if you want to start off with your 2 base greeneries first, if you want to stack those on top of each other, you can, and zip tie them in, and then you can go ahead and glue the daisies in. Perfect for spring and summer. Daisies are just a really happy flower, so I love using them, and I love using these. These did come from Michael's, y'all. So they're in the spring section. Yeah, spring. I'm just trying to make sure that that stays put. So I might have to use a mountain square. Just going to manipulate those daisies. And manipulate that greenery so we can still see the word welcome. But y'all, we are done. We are completely done in 30 minutes, y'all. In 30 minutes, we've created a really pretty full wreath, no bow. If you wanted to add a bow, you definitely could. You would, in this little section right here, in this middle part, where the 4 stems meet together, you can put a bow right there. Or you can also design it where there can be a bow up here at the top. And when I say up here at the top, I'll show you. This is kind of like my, this is my go-to pattern usually with grapevines, being 100% honest with y'all. Is this with the bow up here at the top, and then it comes cascading down. So you could definitely do both styles if you wanted to. This one, y'all, with just 4 stems and 2 bushes of daisies, look how full we've made this wreath. And that's why I like using the 14-inch grapevines. Y'all, you can achieve 2 different looks with them. Look how not so full this one looks, but it's still really nice and full. We've got a nice bow on it. We've got some ribbon tails. This only has, I think, 2 stems of 60919 and the berry bush, and that's it, and some magnolia leaves. This one's got 2 stems of 60919, 2 stems of 61639, and then 2 daisy stems from Michael's, and they're both very, very different. So this one has no bow, this one has a bow, this one's more on the top left-hand corner, and this one's more on the, kind of like the half moon side of it, kind of creating that crescent shape of it, if you see it. And if we didn't have the sign on it, you could definitely see the crescent moon shape on this one. But y'all, 2 really pretty wreaths. This one I did do on, I think there's a video on the DecoExchange page with this one, y'all. So, and that's on Facebook. So if you want to check that out, you can. as always, y'all, thanks for hanging out with me. Super quick, easy project that I think really anybody can do. You can do this in a bunch of different colors as well. You don't have to use this sign. You can use other signs. Deco, of course, has a plethora of signs, like I said. I definitely prefer a round sign on this. This is a 10-inch round. You can use a 12-inch round if you wanted to, but I like the 10-inch on the 14-inch grapevines. Okay? But y'all, that's all I have for y'all. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see y'all next time. Okay?